When it comes to 20th century history, there are few names as well known as that of Adolf Hitler, Germany's leader building up to and during World War II. However, unlike so many of history's heroes, Adolf Hitler has gone down in the record books for all the wrong reasons. The atrocities committed in his name resulted in the deaths of millions of innocent people, and images of emaciated figures struggling for survival in the concentration camps are synonymous with the reign of terror that Hitler dictated, leaving mankind struggling to make sense of how such a situation could have arisen. Understanding the past can, without doubt, bring hope for the future, and in the case of Adolf Hitler, the benefit of hindsight is a very valuable thing. Tracking his path from insignificance to world domination through to ignominious death in a Berlin bunker demonstrates how the delusions of one man can do irreparable damage if not kept in check, and confirms the old adage that absolute power corrupts absolutely. The classic image of Adolf Hitler, with slicked down black hair and square moustache, surrounded by swastikas and stormtroopers, is one that we're all familiar with. But as with every complex figure from history, to discover the real man behind the legend, we do need to go right back to the beginning. If that old adage that says, "Give me a child until he is 7 and I will show you the man," has any substance, it is certainly relevant for anyone considering the rise and fall of Adolf Hitler. It does come as a surprise to many people that Adolf Hitler was born an Austrian rather than a German, to parents living in the otherwise unexceptional little town of Braunau am Inn, and it was at 6:30 p.m. on the 20th of April 1889 that Adolf Hitler made his first appearance in the history books. Needless to say, the event is not celebrated here, and all you'll find as a reminder of Hitler's birth is a simple granite stone taken from the Mauthausen concentration camp, bearing a stark message which roughly translates as, "For peace, freedom and democracy, never again fascism, remember the millions of dead." On the surface, the Hitler family were fairly typical of the late 19th century era. Clara, Adolf's mother, was Alois Hitler's third wife, and there were already 2 children from his second marriage, Alois Jr. and Angela. And although Clara went on to give birth to 6 of Alois' children, only Adolf and his sister Paula survived to adulthood. However, right from the start, this had been a contentious union, as Clara was so closely related to Alois, a papal dispensation had to be obtained before they could marry. As an official in the Imperial Customs Service, Alois was well paid, but away from home a great deal of the time, and when he returned, his violence towards his son meant young Adolf had a far from ideal upbringing. His own words in later life are very telling indeed. "I never loved my father. I therefore feared him all the more. He had a terrible temper and often whipped me." The reasons for these beatings are largely unknown, but one theory is that Alois was determined to have his son follow in his footsteps and become a civil servant, while Adolf was set on a career as an artist. As is often the case with a violent disciplinarian father, Adolf sought refuge in the love of his mother, who he undoubtedly adored. Clara, in turn, poured all her affection into pampering her son, and in her eyes Adolf could do no wrong. When it came to education, looking at Hitler's frenzied concentration-making speeches, it's hard to believe that at school he was regarded as a lazy pupil. But when it came to reading about war, which he also loved to act out, he apparently became a great deal more animated. Interestingly, he always chose to play the underdog, and even from this young age, it's possible to see evidence of a trait that would see him determined to rebuild the German Empire from a position of extreme weakness after the First World War. By the time Adolf was 14, his father had died of a lung hemorrhage, and although Adolf was free from his father's abusive hand, with only his doting mother for guidance, Hitler lost any sense of discipline which he badly needed. As a result, Adolf was expelled from school and eventually persuaded Clara to let him opt out altogether at the age of 16 with no qualifications whatsoever. 2 years after the death of Alois, Adolf set off for Austria's capital Vienna in search of fame and fortune as an artist. When he was rejected twice by the Academy of Fine Arts, he attempted to make his living painting pictures from postcards to sell to tourists. But when his mother died of breast cancer days before Christmas 1907, Adolf Hitler was inconsolable.